Hello there, and welcome to Her Money Mindset, the podcast where we talk about all things money, mindset, and how our relationship with finances shapes our lives. I'm Courtney Schwangler, and I am so excited to have you here. This podcast is for women who want to take control of their financial futures, transform the way they think about money, and finally break free from any limiting beliefs or fears surrounding their finances. Now, whether you're just starting out on your money journey, looking to build wealth, or you want to get clear on your financial goals, this show is for you. Here on Her Money Mindset, we're diving deep into topics like budgeting, saving, investing, and everything in between. But we're not just talking numbers and strategies. We're going to be digging into the real reasons why so many of us struggle with money in the first place. Our mindset around money plays a huge role in how we handle it, and it's about time we got real with it. I will be sharing tips and tools to help you feel more confident in your financial decisions, but we'll also be exploring how your personal history, upbringing, and past experiences with money can influence how you manage it today. It's time to heal that relationship with money and make it work for you. So, if you are ready to shift your mindset, build the life you deserve, and start making your money work for you, then you're in the right place. I cannot wait to take this journey with you. Now, before we jump in, let's go over some basics. If you are finally ready to make a difference in your financial life, but you want something self paced, check out my Budgeting Basics bundle. This is a digital pack filled with the exact tools that I use to stop living paycheck to paycheck and start feeling confident with my finances. Now, inside, you will get my signature budgeting template, a debt payoff tracker, savings challenges, an expense audit, and even a 2-week budget bootcamp to help you get back on track and fast. So, if you are ready for a fresh start with your money, without the overwhelm, and you're looking to stop living paycheck to paycheck, you want some extra money left at the end of the month, and you want something that is self paced, this bundle is exactly where I would have you begin. You can grab it now using the link in the show notes or in the bio of any of my socials, and make sure that you use code HMM podcast. That will get you 15% off of your purchase as a thank you for being such a loyal listener to my podcast. Now, if you know that you want help with your money and your money habits, but you want something faster than self-paced work, personalized, and someone to directly hold you accountable, sign up for private one-on-one coaching with me within my Her Money Method private coaching program. I will have the link in the show notes for you. You can either do a one-time one-on-one coaching call to answer your budgeting basics, get your budget set up, and get you on your way, or you can do my 12-week private coaching program for more accountability, structure, and motivation. Make sure you sign up today for a free consultation call with the link in the show notes. So within Her Money Method, I help you with creating a debt payoff plan. I can help you with overspending. I can help you with your savings goals. I can help you just simply with the budgeting basics, getting a budget set up, kind of learning, how do I have a budget? How do I track my expenses? How do I do these things? Anything that you need, Her Money Method is completely customized to you, your goals, and your needs. So make sure you sign up for that free consultation call, and that is exactly where we talk about it and we decide whether or not coaching would be a good fit for you. Also, please leave a review of the podcast. You guys, this is such a wonderful, wonderful way to tell me and others that you enjoy this podcast. And I read every review, and I am always so grateful when I get a new one. I would be honored, honored, honored if you would leave a review for this podcast wherever you listen to it. Now, let's dive into today's episode: how to break the shame spiral around overspending. So, today we're going to talk about something that most women I coach struggle with at some point, which is the shame spiral that comes after overspending. So, this is a great complementary episode to episode 47. So, if you haven't listened to that one yet, pause this episode and go listen to episode 47 and then come back and listen to this one. So, we all know that feeling, right? That feeling when you check your bank app and you instantly feel your freaking stomach drop. The ugh, I did it again moment. You promise yourself, oh man, I'll be better next month. Maybe I'll even start fresh on Monday, right? But then a few days later, you're swiping your card again and the cycle starts all over. So this is what we're diving into today: how to break that spiral and finally find peace with your money again. And In Tuesday's episode 47, I talked more about the logistics of what to do when you overspend. And then in today's episode, I'm talking about more of what to do emotionally when you overspend. So, we will talk about where the shame comes from, what it does to your brain, and how to rebuild trust with yourself so you can spend without guilt. Because listen, here's the truth: you cannot shame yourself into better habits. You have to support yourself into better habits. So, if you've ever thought, why can't I just stick to my budget? You're not broken, you're human. And by the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to interrupt that cycle, start fresh, and do it without guilt. So, grab your coffee, plug in your headphones, start folding that laundry, go on your hot girl walk, whatever you're doing. Let's get into it, okay? We're going to start by unpacking what the shame spiral even is. What does that even mean, right? So, it starts like this: you overspend. Maybe it's on Amazon, maybe it's at Target, maybe it's DoorDash after a long day, and then the guilt hits. You tell yourself, "Ah, man, I shouldn't have freaking done that. I'm so bad with money. I told myself I was going to do better, but here I am doing it again." And instead of sitting with that feeling, you swing to the other extreme and you're like, okay, so no spending at all for the next 2 weeks. You go into complete restriction mode. But only problem, that's not sustainable. That's not helpful, right? So the second life gets hard, you spend again, and then you feel guilty about it, and the cycle repeats. So, what's really happening here is that your brain is actually using spending as a coping mechanism for your discomfort, for your uncomfortable emotions. Your brain is using spending to make you feel better. You're not lazy and you're not irresponsible. You're trying to feel better. But the problem is, the relief that you get from spending money is temporary. And then the shame is what keeps that loop constantly in that cycle, constantly running in this cycle. So when you don't understand why you're overspending, you end up punishing yourself instead of getting curious about it. So if you only take one thing away from this episode, let it be this: curiosity will break your shame. Instead of, why did I do that? Try, what was I feeling right before I spent that money? That shift, the shift from judgment to understanding, is where you're going to see this real change begin. Here's what's wild: when you feel shame, the logical part of your brain, the prefrontal cortex, literally goes offline. It's like trying to make a budget with foggy glasses. If you're like me and you have glasses and you've ever opened the dishwasher, like as soon as it's done, you can't see clearly. You can't see anything, right? That's why, even though you know what you should do, you don't always do it. It's not a discipline issue, it's an emotional one. You can't see clearly, right? You can't see clearly. When my clients start working with me in private coaching, this is usually one of their biggest breakthrough moments. They finally start to understand and realize that it's not about them being perfect with their money. It's about them learning to respond differently when they mess up and make mistakes. So instead of punishing yourself for overspending, we work on building structure and safety and understanding so that way one slip up isn't going to spiral into a full on crash and a full on throw out of the budget. Because here's the thing: shame keeps you stuck, but structure sets you free. And I understand the stigma behind structure and budgeting. It sounds controlling, it sounds restricting, but it's not. I say all the time, budgeting is not restrictive. Being broke is. Overspending is restrictive. Having debt is restrictive. Having no money in savings is restrictive. Having a budget is not restrictive. It's just having a plan for your money. And that's why inside of Her Money Method private coaching, we rebuild that relationship with money from the inside out, emotionally and practically. We're going to create a plan that works for your real life, not your Pinterest perfect life that we're not at yet, right? And that's okay. That's exactly why we're doing this. We're doing this to get to a point where we have more options in the future. We are making the sacrifices now so we can have more in the future. So if you are tired of repeating the same habits and you're ready for a reset, I offer free consultation calls where we can map out what that would look like for you. And you can find the link either in the show notes or in the bio of any of my socials. Again, the consultation call is completely free to chat with me, non judgment. Okay. So let's talk about the avoidance part of all of this because this is where shame thrives. When we feel guilty about money, we tend to look away. We look in the other direction, we avoid it completely. We avoid checking the bank account, we avoid opening emails from our credit cards, we avoid facing the numbers, but the more that we avoid things, the worse it gets. And the bigger and bigger and bigger that shame monster grows. So, the opposite of avoidance is awareness. And awareness is always going to be your step one. So, try this. The next time you feel that ugh moment after a purchase, instead of ignoring it and pushing away that feeling, open your bank account right away. Just look at the number. Just look at it. Don't judge it. Don't judge it. Don't spiral. Just look at the number. Awareness without judgment is how you take your power back. Because you can't fix what you refuse to face, but you can always learn from it. And another thing that really helps is separating your money into clear categories. So when you have your spending money separate from your bills and your savings, it becomes a lot easier to stay on track without having to overthink it. And this is actually one of the reasons why I switched to SoFi a while back. So SoFi is a high yield savings account, and one of the things I love about it so much is you can have multiple vaults inside of your account for specific goals. So if you know that I talk about sinking funds all the time. So if you know that you have annual bills and annual expenses that come out, you can save for those in a high yield savings account and earn money just for having your money sit in that account. You can have your emergency fund sit in that account and earn money for you. This is all automatic, it's all organized, and it makes it really easy to see what's actually available, and it stops accidental overspending before it happens because you know how much money you have in each account and what it's for. For example, I just had to, my husband had to have repairs on his car and then I had to get my oil changed. So we have a sinking fund for car maintenance and car repairs. And because we have those funds separated out, I can see how much money that we had in our car repair fund and then versus our emergency fund. So I know I'm not taking money from my emergency fund because I can clearly see it is a separate account for the car maintenance, right? So I really recommend setting this up. SoFi is perfect for this. This is what I use and love. I'll leave my SoFi referral link in the show notes for you. You even get a bonus when you sign up with my link. Now, let's talk about forgiveness. So, this is the most uncomfortable, but also the most necessary step. You cannot grow from a place of self hate. I'm going to say that again. You cannot grow from a place of self hate. You can't build new habits on top of shame. And you have to forgive yourself for what you didn't know back then. Maybe you weren't taught how to manage money. Maybe no one showed you what a healthy financial system looks like. Maybe you were just trying to survive. Let me tell you guys, okay? I have been there. I've been there, okay? My son, my firstborn son, if you guys are OG listeners, you know, my firstborn son was born 3 months early. And he had 8 brain surgeries within the first year of his life, and he had 2 eye surgeries. I was surviving. That is all I was doing. I was surviving. I was not paying off extra money towards debt. I wasn't putting extra money in savings. I was surviving. And that's okay. But we have to move out of those places, right? We can't operate if we stay stuck there. So, forgiveness doesn't mean you excuse the behavior of what you did. It just means deciding that you're not going to carry the weight of it anymore. So, one thing I have my clients do if they specifically are struggling with this, I have them rewrite their money story. So, I invite you grab a journal or type in your notes app or do it in your head. Finish this sentence. The old me used to believe blank. The new me knows blank. So the old me used to believe that I was really bad with money. The new me knows that I was never taught the proper tools to manage my money, and now I'm making a conscious effort to learn and to do better every day. You will be amazed at how freeing that is when you accept that as your new reality. Because, like I always say, this would not be a Her Money Mindset episode if we do not talk about money mindset, right? It helps your brain let go of those old narratives like I'm bad with money or I'll never get ahead, and you start building new empowering ones. And when you pair mindset shifts with practical structure, like separating those accounts with SoFi, tracking your expenses, automating your savings, that's when things finally click for you. That's when you finally see this become a reality for you. So now that we've unpacked those emotions of it, let's talk about what to do when you catch yourself in a shame spiral. So, the simple 4-step framework that I use with my clients is first, you have to acknowledge what happened out loud if you can, because it makes it more real to you. So, you can say, I overspent and I'm noticing that I feel guilty about it. The second step, you need to reflect on what triggered the overspending. Was it stress? Was it loneliness? Was it a bad day at work? What happened? What is the reason you overspent? The third thing is you need to realign with your goals. So, what is one small step you can take today to course correct and to get back on track with your budget for the rest of the month? Now, fourth thing, we need to reset our plan. So, we need to revisit that budget. We need to move some things around if needed to get on that course correction we talked about in step 3. And we need to start fresh without guilt. Emphasis on that part. Without the guilt. Let it go, move on. You don't need to make up for past spending. You just need to move forward with awareness. And if you take nothing else from this episode, take this. You're not behind, you're learning. And if you are learning, that means you are already ahead. Okay? All right, friend. That is that episode that I have for you today. I hope that you found it helpful. Breaking the shame spiral isn't about being stricter with yourself, it's about being kinder to yourself. So remember, you cannot heal from what you keep hiding. You can't grow from what you keep shaming, but you can create structure, peace, and confidence around your money. And this is going to start with taking small, intentional steps. If today's episode hit home and you are ready for deeper support, book a free consultation call for my Her Money Method private coaching program. We will look at your numbers, talk through your goals, and create a plan that helps you get through the holidays without debt and start the new year feeling grounded and in control. You'll find the link for this in the show notes. And if you don't feel quite ready for coaching yet, check out the Budgeting Basics Bundle. This is my most popular resource to get your budget, savings, and debt payoff plan organized in one place. Or you can grab a one-time one-on-one strategy call where we will focus on one money area that you want to master. You can use code HMM podcast for 15% off of either of those offers. Oh, and make sure that you don't forget to grab that SoFi link in the show notes to set up your automatic savings accounts. This is my favorite high yield savings account and my favorite tool for separating money and actually keeping your savings goals on track. So if you love this episode, please share it with a friend or leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you are listening to it. This helps more women find the show and start healing their money stories too. Remember, you are doing better than you think. Shame does not fix mistakes, systems do. I will see you guys on the next episode on Tuesday. I hope you have a absolutely fabulous weekend. And yeah, I will see you Tuesday. Bye, guys.